Yes, coming in, 6 of them, 4 of them greys. And they're off and racing for this NewtonAbbotRacing.com handicap chase. Gentleman John wanted to be prominent, but was a little bit sluggish away compared to Irish Cavalier in the maroon and blue as they arrive at the first. Irish Cavalier leads them over it. They all take it safely. Gentleman John being chased along on the inside in the black and yellow colours. Red Hanrahan in the yellow jacket, and then wider out Alcala, the grey in the sheepskin noseband. Brother Ted, the grey in blue and red. And jumping up on the inside, Midnight Cowboy, as they've both all safely negotiated both the fences up the home straight. And Gentleman John, whose rider Tom Scudamore seemed intent on getting him to the front, has managed to achieve it after 2 fences and will lead them out on their first full circuit. So Gentleman John leading Irish Cavalier into second place. Midnight Cowboy, Red Hanrahan and Alcala, the next trio to corner. And Brother Ted, despite being last of all, is only about 3 lengths off the leader, Gentleman John, who turns down the side of the racecourse towards the fence before they make the turn into the back straight. So 1 fence on this part of the racecourse. Gentleman John leading them towards it with Irish Cavalier and Midnight Cowboy. Red Hanrahan restrained back with Alcala. And last of all is Brother Ted. Into the back straight they go. Gentleman John, a length clear from Irish Cavalier. Midnight Cowboy's rider now just restraining him as well as Alcala, who's covered a little bit of ground round the bends, is in 4th place as they reach the first in the back straight, at which Irish Cavalier outjumps Gentleman John and briefly regains the lead. Gentleman John back alongside between fences. Midnight Cowboy, Alcala, Red Hanrahan and Brother Ted. They arrive at the next, and once again the better leap moves Irish Cavalier past Gentleman John. Short run to the open ditch marked the conclusion of the jumping in the back straight. Gentleman John on the inside of Irish Cavalier. And they're over ahead of Midnight Cowboy, Alcala up on the outside. Red Hanrahan in 5th place. Brother Ted last of the 6 as they turn towards the water jump, but only about 3 lengths would cover the runners. Gentleman John by half a length towards the water jump. Gentleman John from Irish Cavalier. 3rd place for Alcala on the outside of Midnight Cowboy. Brother Ted is now alongside Red Hanrahan at the back. So making the turn with a circuit completed. Gentleman John between fences continues to eke out an advantage that he's been tending to forfeit once they've left the ground. See if that's the same up the home straight. Gentleman John from Irish Cavalier. Midnight Cowboy's jumped with a great deal of zest in the early stages and is in 3rd place on the rails in the blue and pink colours. Alcala, yet another grey in the lilac jacket with the sheepskin noseband. Red Hanrahan in the yellow, and Brother Ted just taking slightly closer order up on the outside as they're still well bunched here. So with circuit to travel in this valuable NewtonAbbotRacing.com handicap steeplechase, Gentleman John, with a bit more enthusiasm now, out on the front end, leads by a length from Irish Cavalier. Midnight Cowboy and Alcala, the next pair. Then Red Hanrahan and Brother Ted, but the field's still very compact as they turn down the side of the racecourse, 4 lengths top to bottom. Gentleman John heading out on their final circuit, with a total of 7 fences still to take. Gentleman John takes that little left-hand turn that heads them towards the fence down the side. Irish Cavalier, Midnight Cowboy, Alcala, Red Hanrahan and Brother Ted. Gentleman John just beginning to warm to his jumping task, but still just pushed along to retain a narrow advantage from Irish Cavalier. Midnight Cowboy's travelled really well to this point in 3rd, Alcala in 4th. No move yet from either Brother Ted or Red Hanrahan. And we lose one running out there, pulling up quite sharply, Irish Cavalier. So Irish Cavalier exits the scene on the approach towards that fence, as out in front Gentleman John leads. And Irish Cavalier has been swiftly dismounted, so I hope all is okay with him. So Gentleman John, it is who leads. Brother Ted has made rapid progress on the outside of Midnight Cowboy. Those 3 just ahead of Alcala and Red Hanrahan. So racing towards the next fence, the open ditch that concludes the jumping in the back straight. Brother Ted and Midnight Cowboy now press on past Gentleman John. 4th place for Alcala, and Red Hanrahan is pushed along in 5th as the runners turn down towards the water jump on the side of the racecourse. So Midnight Cowboy and Brother Ted now mixing it at the head of affairs. Alcala jumps through into 3rd place. Gentleman John and Red Hanrahan are under pressure as the pace lifts. Brother Ted on the outside of the pushed along Midnight Cowboy. Alcala trying to get on terms with the front 2. The trio of greys head towards the second last obstacle. Midnight Cowboy digging in over on the far side. Brother Ted the red cap, and then Alcala. Not much between the trio. Brother Ted in the centre. From Midnight Cowboy over on the running rails. Down the outside, Alcala throws down found the challenge. Brother Ted in the centre. Alcala the near side, far side, Midnight Cowboy. Brother Ted plunges at the fence. Alcala lands running, and that's the decisive moment. Alcala, who may have been getting the better of the battle anyway, but will complete a double on the day for Paul Nicholls and land the valuable prize. Brother Ted, that mistake at the last did for any chance he had. Midnight Cowboy was third. Gentleman John in fourth place.